What is up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're back at it again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about something specific in Star Wars. I voiced my opinion about the Acolyte before. We're going to get into a video mostly because the Acolyte Season 2 was canceled. Dun dun dun! The bottle cap in my hand, sorry. Anyway, let's get into it. Please like, please subscribe, please send me love letters in the mail. All right, well, let's look into this. Some fucking hair on my head. Well, obviously, dick. Sorry. I meant I have hair, like, stuck, whatever. So, as you guys know, Acolyte Season 2 has been canceled. For those of you that don't know what the Acolyte was, it's a Star Wars spinoff TV show on Disney Plus. 1 season, 8 episodes. It was written, directed, produced by Leslie Headland. If you guys don't know who that is, she's a movie making professional, a film maker. She's just in the fucking film industry. She got a lot of backlash for this show, mainly because it wasn't Star Wars. So I've spoken my piece. I think the show was actually pretty cool. I just don't think it was Star Wars. If you haven't watched the show, I encourage you to watch the show. Even a diehard Star Wars fan like myself, a couple of my buddies, we still watched it. The unfortunate part is it rewrites a lot of Star Wars. Just go watch the show. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the not necessarily introduction, but like the first time we really see Darth Plagueis, we see Ki-Adi-Mundi, who shouldn't be alive right then. Here, let me backtrack. Okay, the Acolyte is set around 80 to 100 years before Episode 1. Episode 1 was there. It was 1, 2, 3. Those are the prequels. Those were in 1999, 2003, and 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And the originals were episode 4, 5, and 6, 1977, 1980, 1983. And then we have the sequels, which is the Rey shit. The Disney Star Wars, pretty much. So the Acolyte is based 80 to 100 years before episode 1. If you watch episode 1 and you know the lore, you know who Darth Plagueis is, you know who Ki-Adi-Mundi is, you know who Yoda is. Well, in the Acolyte, it rewrote a lot of things that happen in season 1, in episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, pretty much Star Wars lore. The best way I could say it was Leslie Headland's way of look. I don't want to upset anybody. Well, personally, I don't care if you're offended. If you're offended by someone else's words and opinions, you should probably rethink your own outlook on life. So, as cut and dry as possible, Leslie Headland, Disney, the main actor, Amanda Stenberg, their main focus was to get rid of white, cisgendered men, pretty much. They complained that Star Wars wasn't diverse enough. And honestly, you know, I'm okay entertaining that conversation, but not with Star Wars. Because I mean the very 3 first heroes we all fell in love with, one of them was fucking Princess Leia. She was the queen. She was the fucking leader of the rebellion. Lando Calrissian, black dude. Cool ass character, right? They even brought him into the sequels. Nobody bitched about it. It was fucking awesome. Now let's fast forward to the Acolyte. The Acolyte, every fucking character was a fucking female. And that's fine. I don't care. But give me a good story. And the Acolyte just didn't give a good story. I do encourage everyone to watch this. Even though season 2 is canceled, don't worry, you're not going to miss out on shit. But I encourage everybody to watch it. I hope you have a different take from mine. I'm more speaking from a staunch really diehard Star Wars fan, and that wasn't Star Wars. You rip the Star Wars name off of it, completely different opinion of mine. You take the Star Wars name out of it, that's a cool fucking show. However, it's fucking labeled Star Wars. It's not Star Wars. So anyway, the Acolyte, sorry, I don't mean to rant, but the Acolyte really focuses on 80 to 100 years before episode 1. It focuses on a Sith character, right? Without giving too many spoilers, Amanda Stenberg, who is this girl right here, and she's a fucking basket case, if I'm just being honest, but she plays 2 roles. Very poor acting, if I'm just being honest. Very fucking poor acting. I found myself caring more about the fact that well, let me rephrase. I spent more time wondering why she acted those 2 roles the way that she did, rather than actually paying attention to the fucking show. But she plays 2 roles. One's good, one's bad. Like most things in Star Wars, we're always focusing on the light side and the dark side. And, you know, each of them thought the other one was dead. They find out they're not dead. They go through this long fucking walk down memory lane with 2 episodes, and the 8 episodes literally being the same fucking flashback episode from a different point of view angle. But at the end, you find out that everyone gives into the dark side, but apparently that's what Leslie Headland and the producers wanted. They wanted to reestablish how we view the dark side, and it's all subject. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's the fucking light side and it's the fucking dark side. There's no fucking in between. You're either good or you're bad, and there's no fucking justification of being a bad person. This is why I'm fucking so sick of all these weird, progressive, open-minded people. Not only are you only appealing to one fucking mental path, you're making it weird on top of it. Like, what is your obsession? Are you trying to convince me or yourself that, oh, the dark side isn't as bad? You sound like a fucking Sith Lord. That's exactly what they would fucking say. Anyway, long story short, the season fucking ends. It had one of the worst fucking reviews. Here, you know what? Let's start with that. Let's start with the Acolyte Rotten Tomatoes. Tomatoes! Rotten Tomatoes! Okay, so at the beginning, it was like 88% one and then 15% the other. I don't understand how Rotten Tomatoes works, but apparently like one rating is of like people that work in the industry, and then the other is the audience score. That's us, right? So, good God. Oh, it went up. Good for them. I truly don't wish any bad upon anybody. But 78% average tomato meter. I think that is, I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. We know how many fucking times we've seen. The Dave Chappelle is the perfect example. Like the Rotten Tomato meter had like a fucking less than 10%, but the audience score was like 90 something. It just goes to show you that people are paid off in the fucking industry to promote certain shit. But average audience score, 18%. That is fucking low. That means nobody likes it. And it was even lower. I think the lowest was after episode 3. Episode 3 was the one that really just broke Star Wars. But episode 3, it was like 13%. It jumped up to 18%, so that's good. Like I said, I still encourage people to watch this show. Because it's cool. It's a cool show. It's just, it rewrites Star Wars, and it's a slap in the face if you're a Star Wars fan. Anyway, season 2 was canceled. Let's find out why. Professional Acolyte haters fall for fake Rotten Tomato. God, man. It's all about the clickbait. The Acolyte Rotten Tomato. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to season 2. Okay. What do we want to look at? Discussions. No, don't care. TV line. IGN. IGN is one of those paid off. Deadline. Deadline's supposed to be good. Okay. No, I don't want to view any of your fucking... Okay, Acolyte canceled. No season 2 for Disney Plus Star Wars series. So I'm assuming, before we read this article, I'm assuming that it was solely based on the ratings. Which, one thing I do want to touch down on is like here's the saddest part about like the producers, Leslie Headland, Amanda Stenberg, who's this psycho, whatever. I don't want to talk badly upon her. I hope her the success that she deserves. It's the most passive aggressive shit I've ever said. Anyway, everyone affiliated with this shit just would not admit guilt. Fans spoke out. They said, we don't like this shit. And instead of apologizing and say, you know, we'll do better, we're going to do better to listen to the community, which there's no shame in that. It's okay to not double down every once in a while. And me personally, as a fucking Star Wars fan, and granted, there's going to be ignorant assholes no matter what. But me as a Star Wars fan, if these clowns would have come out and been like, you know what, we took a weird turn. I promise, if we get a season 2, we're going to reevaluate. We're going to write a different story. We'll try and correct everything. We'll bring some better people in. I would have been like, awesome. Awesome. I am excited to see what you do. I don't care about your political affiliation. I don't care about your fucking morals. I don't give a shit. I care about Star Wars. That's why I'm fucking watching this. I would have been fine with it. But they don't do that. What they did was blame a bunch of YouTubers and just the prototypical fucking coward statements of, if you don't like it, it's because you're misogynist or xenophobic or whatever fucking buzzword. Dude, nobody cares, man. Sure, there's a group of people that will fucking boycott you because you're pushing a weird narrative. But in reality, this is not the community. Star Wars, we want to see a fucking good production. We want to see something with, you know, George Lucas style mixed with a little bit of your experimentation. And when you experiment, do it in the right way. Don't start fucking bringing identity politics into it or culture into it. This is not supposed to reflect our culture. This is supposed to reflect a fantasy culture. So, long story short, I'm assuming it's based off of the ratings why this was canceled. The story of the Acolyte will not continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with the second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Stenberg. I could do a whole new fucking video on this broad. She went on Instagram and did a horrible, tasteless fucking music video of her talking shit to Star Wars fans, right? She's a self-proclaimed non-binary member of the, I don't know, dude. She just, it felt like her statements throughout the entire 2 months that this show was being aired, it was just one thing after another where she was just digging herself into more of a hole. Look, once again, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about you because you're black. Nobody cares about you if you're fucking into girls, into guys, into fucking whatever else. Nobody cares. This is Star Wars. There's a different platform where we can bitch about all that other shit. But this is Star Wars. Stop bringing your own fucking weird therapy into Star Wars. Sorry. Word of decision comes more than a month after the 8-episode first season of the series from creator, director, executive producer, and showrunner Leslie Headland wrapped its run on Disney Plus. Leslie Headland, by the way, personal assistant, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein. Go Google that guy. Have fun. The news is not entirely surprising. The Acolyte did okay with critics, with 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. No. It wasn't 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. That was the fucking tomato meter or whatever. That's the shit that's paid off. We know that it's fucking paid off. It's an 18% audience score. So the fans, guess what? They fucking hated it. Driven by interest into the venerable space franchise, the Acolyte got off to a strong start. No, the fuck it didn't. When it launched June 4th with 2 episodes generating 4.8 million views in its first day. Okay, I hope that's true. That's fine. In its first day this year, the tally rose to 11.1 million views globally after 5 days of streaming, corroborating Disney's data. Good. Cool. Still wasn't Star Wars, but the first 2 episodes, like I said, was decent. It was that third episode where everybody started to fucking freak out, myself included. But the Acolyte could not sustain the momentum, dropping out of the top 10 in week 3 and staying off before returning at number 10 after the release of the finale. So for 5 weeks, it couldn't break the top 10, and it was the most fucking advertised. It was the most politicized. It was the most like negative and positive reviewed shit I've personally seen on Disney Plus. Everybody was talking about the Acolyte, and it couldn't break the top 10 after that fucking key episode. It's not us. We're not a bunch of fucking weird clan members saying, get them out of our Star Wars. No, it was you. You created a shitty product. Own up to it, and it'll be okay. We're forgiving, trust me. Like fellow global streamers, Netflix and Prime Video. Okay, I don't care. Why did they? High viewership threshold. First of all, this fucking, not first of all, but also this show had like a budget of like $300 million, if I'm not mistaken. And all the fucking sets looked like the same shit regurgitated. And one episode was literally the same fucking episode. It was the same episode. Instead of this guy's perspective, it's that guy's perspective. Excuse me, I shouldn't even say guy. There's no fucking men in this show except for Soul. And it's the Squid Games guy. And he played a weird ass role. It like wasn't Jedi shit. It was whatever. Acolyte, Amendment. Oh, that's related. Okay, Lucasfilm, Ahsoka series. No, I don't care about Ahsoka. Acolyte was a mystery thriller that took viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers and a... Shut up. Let's find out why it was canceled. Why was the Acolyte canceled? Based on search results, was canceled after its first season due to low viewership and mixed reception. That mixed reception is that's what I was talking about. Oh, they don't like it because they're racist. Viewership declined. The show's ratings dropped off after the premiere, indicating a lack of sustained interest. Yeah, okay, so I actually watched it every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. I was like on my way some random Tuesday night. I don't remember where we were going, but we were going somewhere. I was on my fucking phone watching it. So, I mean, I still wanted to watch it. It was a decent show. It wasn't Star Wars, and they pushed too much weird shit. Mixed fan reaction. The series received a divisive response from fans, with some criticizing its storytelling, pacing, and character development. Yeah, the character development was weird. So the two twins, both horribly portrayed by Amanda Stenberg, they were named May and Osha. Osha was the good that ended up becoming bad, and May was just always bad. What? That's like literally episode 6 if Luke was like, all right, Palpatine. All right, Daddy. Fuck this green lightsaber. Give me a red one. The fuck? Anyway. She played both these twins. And like episode 3, May, who was always evil, was just all of a sudden like, I'm going to turn myself in. I'm going to willy-nilly just walk up into the Jedis and, hey, take me because I want to save my sister. Meanwhile, she tried to burn her sister alive. It made no sense. The character development was fucking god-awful. The character development went from one to another within like 5 minutes. It was so weird, all in one episode. It was so awkward. So yeah, no shit, people didn't like it. Inclusive cast and story. Ugh. Show's focus on actors of blank and blank characters may have contributed to a backlash from some fans, which could have impacted its overall viewership and reflection. No. The show's focus on that shit, that was the focus. It wasn't part, it wasn't minuscule, it wasn't a little bit here, a little bit there. It was everything. Everything about it was such a blatant therapy session for some weird white male hating sickos, dude. Oh my God. And it was like overly sexualized. Look, the only sexualization in all of Star Wars was when fucking Leia in episode 6 was wearing a friggin' bikini in Jabba's little lair. That's it. There was like weird, awkward undertones of like sexual activity and shit. Go watch the show. I'm not going to get into it. It was fucking awkward. It was weird. And ultimately it just felt like, what are you trying to push? Like, why are you trying to push this so hard? And that goes back to my original thought process. Like, why are you obsessed so much with all these fucking weird identity politics, weird sexualization? Like, why are you so obsessed? And why do you have to put it in Star Wars? Why can't you start a YouTube channel and just say, I hate this guy because he hates my morals? Okay, go do that. Go get your little fan base and do that. Don't bring it into fucking Star Wars. Overall, the cancellation of the Acolyte was likely a business decision made by Lucasfilm based on, well, Disney, based on the show's performance and audience response. Okay, so bottom line, they were canceled because nobody fucking watched it. So if nobody watched it, where do we go from here? Well, Skeleton Crew's coming out in December. I'm excited for that show. I have really high hopes for that show, actually, and it looks friggin' awesome. Apparently there's Rey movies still in the talk. Nobody cares. Nobody liked Rey. Rey was a fucking boring character that somehow just became the world's greatest fucking Jedi overnight. What else do we have? The Mandalorian movie. That's going to be awesome. I think it started to get a little boring and a lot of plot holes in, I think, season 3 with like, what the heck is his name? The Return of Moff Gideon. I think that's his name, Moff Gideon. When he returned and he had all the Mandalorian armor and we were like, oh my God, he's a Mandalorian. It's fucking Clone Wars all over again. It's Rebels all over again. Let's talk about it. And then they didn't even explain it. It was like, okay, well, maybe we're just kind of running out of ideas. I would personally love to see George Lucas fucking come back, but anyway, sorry for the rant, guys. Bottom line, main focal points. This show was canceled because nobody watched it and nobody liked it. I won't say nobody. A lot of people declined to watch it. And a lot of people declined to like it. Let me know what you think in the comments, though. Once again, please go watch the show. If you like it, awesome. If you don't like it, let me know. If you do like it, let me know. I'd love to converse about this. I love Star Wars. It's one of my passions. I won't say passions. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. One of my favorite things to watch. Please let me know what you think. All right, guys, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Send me some smoochy emojis in the comments. No, seriously, thanks for all the support, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please keep an eye open for the next videos, and we'll check you next time.